Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Welcome to DIY Art Blast. So today I'm gonna paint something on this canvas. As you can see, there was a little hole on this painting and I fixed that. If you like to know how I did that, please let me know in the comment. I would love to make another video for that and show you how to fix your canvas. Now I'm using this acrylic paint set. You can use any type of paint set if you like, but if you like to get the link of this product here, I'm gonna put it down in the link in the description. I'm sorry. And then these are the color I'm gonna use, so I'll show one by one here. If you like to know, you can just maybe pause the video. So basically all I'm using is the magenta, blue, white, black, and a little bit of red. So yeah, those are the color I'm using. If I'm using anything else, you can just again see in this video. Now I'm also using kind of a teal color. If you don't have that kind of a teal color, you can also make that using blue, green, and white. Okay, so now again you can pause the video and check it out which color I'm using here. So let's start painting. So I am using this canvas. You can definitely use any size of the canvas you have. I'm gonna start with this color here, and as you can see, I have this hole. I wanted to make sure that that hole is on the bottom because I'm gonna add some trees and I can easily hide that. Okay, so I'm gonna take a little bit of paint and all I'm gonna do is just put it on the canvas. So something like this. So one by one with all the colors, I'm gonna go ahead and add kind of little dot of this paint. You can add it in any anywhere you like, but I'm just gonna add my colors like this. So lighter color on the top. As I'm coming down, like on the bottom area, I'm gonna make it darker and darker. So I use kind of a teal color in the middle there, and some blue. I'm mostly using different shades of blue here, and kind of a little bit of magenta. And you know what, you can also watch me first for this painting how I'm gonna spread this paint around on this canvas so that you get more idea how your painting's gonna look when you put that color on that areas. But to be honest, I like to do it this way for this painting. I thought, let me try kind of a little new way, right? So this way it makes my painting so much quicker and also kind of little different texture on this painting, so I like that. Okay, now again I'm just going through with all of the colors I have, and I'm adding kind of just a dot or kind of a bigger glob of paint if I feel like I want to apply that paint a lot on that specific area. Okay, and I'm also using some white. Actually I'm gonna use a little bit more white, so I'm basically adding more white on that teal color, and then just maybe a little bit of white all around my canvas. Alright, so now here's the fun part. I am using a sponge here. You can use any type of a sponge you have, but I like to use this type of textury kind of a sponge. I believe they say sea sponge. So yeah, I'm using a sea sponge, and I'm just trying to wet half of my sponge, and half of the sponge is still dry, so it's easy to handle. So as you can see, it's dry and kind of a little wet on the other side. Okay, so I'm going to start from the lightest color on this painting, and I'm going to start dabbing on that area. So something like this. I'm starting from the lightest color and moving into my darker color. So remember I was talking about kind of a little teal shade. It's right here. And now I'm going to move on to my blue color, lighter blue color. So here are the light blue color. Now I also use white with that light blue just to make it kind of a little bit more lighter than what I have here. And I'm just gonna keep dabbing. I'm not going back to that teal. As you can see here, I'm only working on that blue here. And if I feel like I'm done with this blue, I'm gonna move on to my next area, which is gonna be slightly darker blue. So you'll see the difference in a second. So there you go, as you can see, this is darker blue. Okay, now I'm gonna move on to that magenta I have here. I really wanted to use some white, but I kind of maybe forget to use the white, but I will go back with some more magenta in the middle on that area. So right now this is how it looks like, but I'm just gonna keep going. I am not gonna stop here. I'm just gonna keep dabbing and dabbing. I'm gonna cover my whole canvas by doing this. So I know that I have this hole on this painting, and I know that I can easily hide this with this type of a painting. So that's why I chose this canvas specifically and this type of this style of painting, so that once it's dry you will not see anything. I mean, right now you don't see anything, right? So that's the point of this whole painting today. Alright, now what I feel like is I also wanted to do the edges of this canvas. So I'm not cleaning my sponge or anything. I'm just dabbing on the edges, something like this. And I'm gonna go all the way around this canvas. Okay, so I'm done here. Now I'm gonna go ahead and clean my sponge here. So nice and clean now. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add the colors I want to add. This is the again best part. If you don't like any of the part, and if you want to make it darker or lighter, any of this area, you can go back and do that. So I feel like I want to add more kind of a pink, more magenta on that area. So I take a little bit of pink there, and magenta and the white. Okay, so that color really pops up more. Now you can also do this when everything is dry, so that it will be so much easier for you to do that way. But I'm just not gonna wait for it to dry. I'm just gonna go for it right now, and I'm just gonna dab like that. I feel like I want to add some more kind of a pink color on top, so I'm just adding a couple of dabs there on the both side of that corner. Okay, and I'm just gonna keep dabbing around that area to make it looks like it's all kind of blended with the background color, and it's not that dark pink there. Okay, now you can also clean your sponge if you like. I'm not really cleaning my sponge. I'm just trying to find the plain area, the clean area, and I'm going back on that teal color, and I'm gonna do the same thing like I did first time. Starting with the lighter color, I'm gonna go everywhere by dabbing this like this, so that if any of the part is not blend, this is gonna blend, and it's gonna look kind of a little bit better than what it looks like right now. Okay, so let me go ahead and do that. So there you go, you can see a big difference already, right? So I feel like I want to make the corner of the top of the corners of this painting kind of a little bit more darker. So I'm just taking a little bit more darker blue there and just kind of adding there just maybe a dot on both sides and just dab a couple times there to make it more darker. Okay, now I'm taking some white. If I feel like I want to add some more white lines there too. So again, this is the best part, you can always go back with the colors you like on top. So there you go, I'm all done here with my background. Now I'm gonna grab some black paint and I'm gonna start adding some details. Now to add these trees, I'm gonna use my favorite brush. It's the small brush, it's number 0, and I'm just gonna use a little bit of water with this black paint. It just makes it so much easy to apply. Now again, you can also let your painting dry before you do this part. I'm just gonna go for it. If you let it dry, you just have to do it one layer. If you do it on the wet surface, I mean wet, like wet on wet, you might have to go a couple times on these lines. So I started adding this type of line for the tree trunk. Now again, you can watch me first for this part because I don't have to explain you this part, but I'm adding smaller tree in the middle and tall trees as I'm going on the edges, I mean as I'm adding more. So and for these last 2 or 3 trees on this edge of this canvas, I'm gonna make it goes on the side of my canvas, not going down on the bottom of the canvas, if that makes sense. So I'll show you in a second. The next one I do is gonna be, it's gonna end on the edge of the canvas, not the bottom. So when I was painting this, I completely forget that there was a hole on this painting. So this is here, I'm making a branch. This is where there was a kind of a little hole. So I thought of, let me just make a branch here already. So yeah, there you go. I just add a kind of a nice big branch there to cover that hole. Okay, and I'm just gonna start adding some branches on all these trees. Now I'm gonna add most of these branches on top of these canvases, I'm sorry, top of these tree trunk. I'm not really adding any branches on the bottom of the trunk, so mostly really adding on the tip like that, and just maybe 2 or 3 on the bottom, but not going all the way down. Okay, so I'm all done here. Now I feel like I really want to make the bottom of this painting kind of a little bit more darker than what it is right now. So I make my black paint a little bit more thinner, and using that same brush, I'm just gonna add some dabs on the bottom of this canvas. So something like this. Okay, and then I'm gonna finish this painting by adding some of the glow on this painting, on this sky. So I'm just kind of adding this type of a white dots, and then I'm just gonna use my finger to kind of make it a little bit lighter. So I'll show you in a second, but right now I'm just adding kind of a dot wherever I want to make this kind of a little glow. So mostly on top of the sky area, and just maybe some on the bottom. So start with this very less of this. You can always add more if you feel like. Okay, and then I'm just going to use my finger and going around on that dot. So yep, like that. Now I feel like I really wanted to make it more darker, so I go back by adding more to add more paint there, but I'll show you in a second. But this is how it looks like. I mean, I like this way too. If you want to keep it this way, it just nice and light. Okay, so here I take a little bit more paint and I'm just adding kind of little bit of dot there, and I'm going and adding kind of little swirls, you can say. So something like this to make it more darker, but this is very optional. You don't have to make it too dark. I just feel like I want to make some of this more darker, so yeah. Okay, so now here, this is the part you can skip it. I feel like I drop a water or something, so I go back with some white there to kind of make that area a bit more cleaner than having that drops of water there. So I go back, make it more lighter, clean my brush, going back one more time to kind of blend it with the background color. You can skip this part if you like, but yeah. And I just use my finger and go back on that area and just kind of tap on it to make the edges especially kind of blended with that background color there, and it's not too sharp edges of that white. Okay, now here I'm just gonna start adding some stars, and I am just using this brush and just adding kind of some dots everywhere on my painting. So yeah, enjoy watching me adding these dots on this canvas, but this is the last part in this painting I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna fast forward this part because this is gonna be different for everybody, and it's up to you, as many as you like. I like to say more is better sometimes, right? So yeah. Okay, so now here I feel like I want to add more paint on this area, so I just add a big glob of this white paint and just kind of adding swirls like that. I don't know, I just feel like adding some more paint there, so yeah. And if you also painted on stretch canvas like this, and if you also want to do the edges, don't forget the edges part too. But yeah, here I'm all done. Please let me know what do you think. I know I posted this video after so long, but I got stuck into something, but now I'm back. So yeah, let me know what you think about this painting. Don't forget to give a thumbs up and also like this video, and let me know if you use any other color. I love to see your painting. You can also share with me if you like. I am gonna put the link down below of my social media if you like to share. I love to see it. Okay, so yeah, thank you so much again for painting with me. I will see you next time for another painting. Bye.